suicide because they want to escape from the problems. According to Cambridge Dictionary, suicide means an act or instance of intentionally killing oneself. Okay, so now look to your left. Look to your left. And look to your right. So the person beside you, the person next to you, maybe or had been thinking of committing suicide before. We never know, right? So
I've never.
imagine if one of thousands of Malaysians that commit suicide each year was one of your loved ones. What would you feel? Would you be sad or would you be happy? Sad, right? Okay. So today I am Nurani Abidin, and I think you guys already know my topic today, which is suicide. So basically I'm going to talk about the causes of why people tend to commit suicide. The second one is I'm going to talk about the behaviors of people who are about to commit suicide. And the third one is what or ways that we can help people who are about to commit suicide, preventing them from committing suicide. Okay. So the first one, I will talk about the causes of why people tend to commit suicide. So firstly, people tend to end their life because at that moment they feel like their life is too hard for them to handle. So at that time, maybe they are having like problems like family problems, financial problems, relationship problems, or even job issues. So they think that the answer for the problems is just by committing suicide, which is actually worse than the problems. Okay, according to mental health reporting by University of Washington, people tend to have a mental illness when they are about to kill themselves, because mental illness is one of the causes that can make people commit suicide. So the most common mental illness that people will have when they're about to commit suicide is depression. So depression may occur from for example, like losing your loved ones, or being abused, or you're feeling hopeless or lifeless. Okay, besides depression, other illness that can cause people to commit suicide are schizophrenia and also bipolar. So schizophrenia and also bipolar. This is the example of bipolar, and this is the example of schizophrenia. I think you already know what schizophrenia is, right? Because yesterday Daila already talked about it. So if you don't know, so I think you didn't pay attention. Okay, so the third one is drugs and alcohol. Okay, so basically I think everyone knows that drugs and alcohol are haram, right? And it's very negative things, right? No? Do you know fight? Okay, no. Okay, so drugs and alcohol basically contains negative things that can like affect your body. So for example, if at that time you are already having thoughts of killing yourself, I'm not saying that drugs and alcohol is can't be drugged by I don't know anyone who's not Islam. I don't know. Okay, so these substances these substances is being consumed, and if that time you are feeling you are already having thoughts of committing suicide, and you consume it, you might just kill yourself at that time. Okay, so basically my next one is sign or symptoms of people when they are about to commit suicide. So the first one is, so as a normal human being, I think we can know if someone is changing, right? You can see, right, if someone is changing the behavior, right? Okay. So most of the time it will seem like the person is becoming someone else. The person is not himself or herself. The most common thing that you will hear from suicidal people who want to commit suicide is like I just want to die, or it's just I just want to die, or everyone is better off without me. Okay? Have anyone here said that?
No.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Me.
Okay. So this is because you tend to say like this because at that moment maybe you are thinking that life is too hard for you to handle and too much assignments and stress. Okay. So the third one is the people who want to commit suicide is starting to feel hopeless and lifeless, and that anyone doesn't need them. So the answer for them is just to commit suicide. Okay, so that I have talked about the behaviors of people who are about to commit suicide. Oh, okay. The last one is the behavior. The last one is they will start to give their personal items to others as they think that they won't need the items anymore as they are going to kill themselves. Okay. So moving on to my next point, which is ways or how or what we can do to prevent them from commit suicide. Okay, so okay. First thing first, people who are thinking of committing suicide need to be helped immediately. The action that we can do to help them to prevent them from commit suicide is by showing that we care for them and showing that at least if you don't just show just fakely just show that like you love them or like you simply care for them, like by asking like how are you okay, okay, and what are you doing, like that. So maybe if you say like that, they will start to change their mind from wanting to commit suicide to not. Okay. So the second one is people who are thinking of committing suicide need to seek for therapies because the problem is very serious. They can just kill themselves by just like stabbing their stomach with knives and all, and just like what terjun terjun from a gunung, okay, and jump from the building. Okay. So nowadays, okay, so the third one is okay, so nowadays there are websites and hotlines that we or they can go or can call to recover themselves from having thoughts of committing suicide. Like for example, now we have Befrienders Kuala Lumpur who provides help for people who are having thoughts of committing suicide. Okay. So if you guys ever feel like you want to die, you can just call Befrienders Kuala Lumpur, okay? So they will change your mind. Okay. So as I have discussed about my 3 main points, which are the causes of why people tend to commit suicide, behaviors, sign and symptom of people who are about to commit suicide, and the third one is the ways or what we can do to help them to prevent themselves from commit suicide. So to conclude, remember that each and every one of us is very special and precious. Like Arfa said just now, love yourself, right? Love yourself, okay, love yourself. Okay, so that's all for me. I think some of you learned something from me today. That's all from me. Thank you.